we can't see your video.
I think I'm turning it on. There we go.
Oh, there he is.
There we go. How's it going?
Good. You ditched the headphones, yeah?
Yeah. I thought I'd look a little better this way. I don't know.
All right. So first thing, let's just introduce yourself and just give us a little background just about you personally and stuff like that. And I'm guessing that, since you're Canadian, it'll have something to do with hockey and Tim Hortons and maple syrup and all that kind of crap that you people do up there.
Fair enough. Yeah. So thanks for the intro here. I live up in Toronto, Canada, born and raised, 35 years old, got a wife, 2 kids. Started my online journey back in late 2013. Almost a similar story to Steve's. I wasn't quite as successful in the corporate world, but sort of just running the rat race, so to speak. And where I live is about an hour and a half outside of downtown Toronto. So it'd be like getting up at 6 in the morning to drive an hour and a half to work, to sit there for 8 or 9 hours, to drive an hour and a half back. I barely had any time with my kids, barely had any time with my family. So, jumped into the online business and never really looked back. So
yeah,
that's me in a nutshell. Canada, hockey, whatever,
Maple syrup and Tim Hortons, I'm sure.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's all I know. By the way, the reason I say all those things, it's all I know about Canada. That's it.
Fair enough.
As Americans, we don't know what goes on up there.
We don't live in igloos, though. Let me just throw that out there.
Yeah. So I know that you've got a bunch. You weren't inexperienced when we first met you, for sure. You had lots of different, again, like some affiliate marketing and CPA offers and stuff like that. But several years ago, you got pretty heavy into e-commerce. What was that model that you were doing, a few years back? Yeah, so I started kind of on eBay and Amazon back in 2014 and, did really well there. But, you know how it was back then. Everybody and their sisters started jumping in. So margins just started going down and down and down and down and down. And it got really difficult to continue on. So around, I'd say 2016 or so, I jumped into the, Facebook game, free plus shipping offers from AliExpress. We were selling like little Harry Potter trinkets for, you buy them for $1 and you charge $10 shipping and your conversion cost on Facebook would be like $4 because clicks were like 5, 6, 7 cents. They were so cheap back in the day. And you can get away with anything on Facebook back then. So, So, selling trademark merchandise. Yeah.
Like selling trademark merchandise. Exactly, right? So we would do stuff like that and we scaled that to the moon. But then again, everybody and their sister jumped in on it. Customers got smart, obviously. They started getting, crappy packages from China of, junk product, waiting like 4 weeks to get their product. Facebook costs just went through the roof and it just became a non-viable business model. And we started really struggling. I say we, because, I have a team now and we're going to talk about that. But, around 2018 or so, I was almost just going to jump out of e-com. As you mentioned, I'm big in the affiliate space, CPA offers, things like that. I got a whole other side of my business, but e-com was just a real struggle. And it wasn't until, we came across this model that we're sharing today that my e-commerce business got back to where it used to be with eBay and where it used to be with AliExpress and Facebook. And it's been quite sustainable ever since. So that's really been my e-com journey and really excited to share this system with everyone today because, like you guys have alluded to, I think this is the most sustainable and long-term successful business model that's out there. And I really believe that anybody can just come off the street and get started. So.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I think, just for some context, the way that we came across each other. So Sean is a friend of a member of our, Aiden talked about it, our academy, our mastermind group, which is a small group of about 50 people. And so Sean was having the same frustrations, a couple years ago with Facebook, the complexity of Facebook and the suppliers from China. And, some sort of viable alternative to that. So as we were sort of heading down the beginnings of the Kibo plan, the model, and also researching what was going on in Japan, with Don Quixote and some other things, we met each other at that point, again, through a mutual friend who was part of our mastermind, the Blueprint Academy. And we started to talk through kind of the direction that we were headed and what problems we were trying to solve and what problems we shared. And, we were lucky to have Sean come on this journey with us to, really bring this model to the next level of maturity. And so Sean's been working it, kind of since the beginning of it and helping us through testing and sharing of data as we've been doing it as well. And Sean, you talked about where you're at now. I think actually this slide is actually ridiculously out of date, frankly. So where are you at now with your stores with regard to, just the size and the revenue and the stability, which I think is really important as well?
Yeah, we have 3 stores right now. We're working on a 4th actually we got this Kibo Code thing going on right now, so it's kind of been on pause, but we're working on a 4th in the next month or 2. But our largest store right now is doing about $100,000 a month, and we've scaled that out to a team of 8 people. And, it's just been a wonderful journey. And using the methods that are taught in the Kibo Code, that are shown in the Kibo Code, the system, the suppliers, the ads, which I don't think people realize how simple it is to start a Google Shopping ad. We've really been able to just scale the hell out of this business. And with the automation that we now have in the back end through our team, I probably haven't answered a customer service email or touched an order in months, and the business just sort of does its thing on the side. And I've gotten a lot of my time freedom back, and allows me to focus on my affiliate marketing stuff, and just earn a lot of money and live the life that I hope everybody else on this call will eventually get to be at as well.
Yeah, that's a lot of maple syrup,
Exactly. There you go.
And what's the other thing you people eat up there? That poutine or whatever the hell that is? What is that?
Yeah, you guys are weird, man. You put mayonnaise on your French fries. We put gravy on our French fries.
Okay, just to be clear, I don't do that. So anyway, the only appropriate condiment for French fries is ketchup. Period. End of discussion.
Fair. We can agree on that.
All right. So I want to just ask you about a couple things on the. You said you had a team of 8, and I want to understand. Because this is really important. Because I think people go, oh my God, I got to have a team of 8 people. Yeah, no, you don't. But when you reach the point where you're selling millions of dollars a year, yeah, you do. And this team is all offshore, and they're a great team. And I asked Sean, I was like, well, all right, well, how much are you paying for that? And it's like $25,000 a year. I think it's $24,000 a year he's paying for that, which is a drop in the bucket when you're bringing in millions of dollars a year in revenue, and it allows Sean to go to all the hockey games, so he doesn't have to be there and, as he said, answer questions and deal with the administrative stuff of the site. So at first, you're not going to do that. You're not going to hire 8 people. You're not going to hire 1. So, but the key is that you can. And it's very reasonable, and it's very scaled. This is how you scale. You got to get help. This is a real business, so it's important. I want to talk to you a little bit about the longevity because that's something that, because we talk about, different business models in the past and, where there have been problems and things like that. How stable has the business been over the last couple of years?
Extremely stable, and not to bore people with the details on ads, but you guys touched on it in the Facebook slides, and there's one thing maybe you didn't go too far into, but yeah, you need lookalike audiences, and you need this, and you need that, but one of the most annoying things on Facebook is that if you pause an ad set, then you got to duplicate it and restart it, and there's all these different rules on like when an ad sucks, it's over, and then you got to restart, you got to duplicate it. It's ridiculous, right? Yep. Whereas with Google, you can pause an ad, you can start an ad, whatever. It doesn't matter if you turn it on at midnight or you turn it on at noon or, whatever the heck you're doing. It just runs, okay? And it runs every day consistently. Your click costs are pretty much the same every day. Your conversions are pretty much the same every day. Yeah, okay, some, Fridays and Saturdays are usually better than like Tuesdays, that type of thing. That's a normal e-commerce cycle and things like that. But it's extremely predictable on knowing what my sales are going to be any day of the week. Your products never go out of stock. I can't say never, I guess, but it's an extremely rare scenario. And they're coming to the customers from the United States. People are happy. You never have to worry about chargeback or like exorbitant amount of refunds. It literally eliminates all of the drawbacks of all the other types of businesses out there. So we've been able to have stable growth in this model, whereas around the 18-month mark in previous models, we started to stagnate and see decline, and there was just no way out. So, I can see this model lasting a very long time, and we're excited about it. And like I said, I'm moving on to a fourth store coming up soon, and the sky's really the limit. So, sorry for rambling on there, but it's exciting because you can predict that every single day you wake up, your sales are going to come in. You don't have to worry about Facebook slapping you or the China supplier taking 4 weeks to get the product to your customer. It's just
we've all been there. That's for sure.
Oh, it's brutal. It's brutal, right? So
I agree with you 100%. I mean, for me, it comes down to three things that drive the longevity here. The first is the platform of Shopify. Shopify, and we might get a chance to talk about this or not. Shopify is quietly doing a lot of things in the background to become a force to be reckoned with. And I can tell you that Shopify has Amazon in their target, in their sights. And no monopoly lasts forever. And if you could have gotten in on the ground floor of selling private label on Amazon like we did, you'd be sitting pretty. And I'm telling you that this is the ground floor to become a Shopify seller. Absolutely. The second thing I think that, speaks to longevity is the Google shopping platform. The process and how it works has changed for years. There is no ad platform that stays stagnant for weeks, never mind years. This ad platform has remained the same for years because there ain't much to it. You say, I got this to sell, and Google says, okay, I got it from here. That's it. So there's not a lot of things to move around. The third thing that I think speaks to the longevity is the suppliers and the products, as Sean said. You can't be worried about faulty, flaky suppliers, and you can't be worried about products going out of stock and all that sort of stuff. So I think those are the three things that really speak to the longevity, as Sean mentioned, just to summarize. So, Sean, man, thanks so much for taking your time.
Thanks, Sean.
I appreciate it. I know you have,
awesome.
Tim Horton coffee, maple syrup, and hockey to get back to. So I totally appreciate it.
Steve loves his Canadian jokes.
I do.
I don't know how many.
I was going to say, I appreciate the extremely stereotypical